Deliberate is certainly untrue. There's no way Trump plans any further than 48 hours in advance. Exactly. He's going to just round all the boys up and be like, okay, go get them. Trump's massive deportation plan echoes concentration camp history. So I saw this on Scientific America. I don't know how trustworthy Scientific American is. It has the word scientific in it. Maybe it is. Maybe it's like, what's that other pop sci one? Popular Mechanics or whatever the hell it is that has the just crazy crap on the front cover all the time. And it's just massively fiction. Anyway, I saw it, I read it, and it agrees with me, so I have to bring it up. That's how it works. Spoiler. Sorry, guys.
Hello human, it is me Kanuch. I need you to press the subscribe button. I have to feed my many AI babies.
Trump's language about immigrants poisoning the U.S. Repeats past rhetoric that led to civilization detention camps with horrific, tragic results. So, the mass deportation plan will require concentration camps. There's no way around it. Concentration camps are built for the mass detention of civilians based on group identity, excluding protections normally afforded by the country's legal system. I wrote the history of these camps that traced an arc from the 19th century Spanish-occupied Cuba through development of the death camps in Germany and their modern-day descendants around the world. Trump's plan to launch a massive deportation project nationwide, the first plank in the platform approved by the party's convention, draws on the same flawed historical rationales and pseudoscience that built support for concentration camps worldwide in the 20th century. Early architects of these camps veiled their efforts in scientific terms, while using terror and punishment to seize more power. For example, Trump has claimed repeatedly that undocumented immigrants are poisoning the blood. Blood poisoning is a medical condition. Saying that foreigners are poisoning the nation's blood is simply a slur. But preventing scientific or medical language to violate human rights and permit atrocities come from a familiar playbook. You can only get your science from Lowrider magazine. It's a good call. Is FEMA going to run these camps? Maybe, if Donald Trump puts somebody in charge of them. Donald Trump will set a new leader of FEMA, new head of FEMA, and that new head of FEMA will turn all those Obama death camps into immigrant death camps. You see, this is the plan. This is him taking Obama's terrible plans and putting them back in place where they belong. And he's turning Obama's terrible plans on their heads. Popagate was run by the globalists until Donald Trump got in charge. And then he kicked out the globalists. He chased them out. He drained the swamp and replaced it with his loyal servants who do exactly what they're told and believe in America.
Pressing the thumbs up button will release chemicals in your human brain that will make you feel.
Trump's incendiary language echoes dangerous historical precedents. He has called his political opponents vermin, referred to immigrants as depraved animals and rapists, and described the U.S.-Mexico border as an open wound. Yeah, that sounds like stuff that used to be said back in World War II. I think there's another good sentence down here. The relocation and detention involved in the deportation project that Trump is proposing are at least an order of magnitude greater than these debacles. The argument that a second Trump administration wouldn't be able to launch such an operation because of a lack of personnel or a lack of legal authority should be understood as largely irrelevant because it presupposes the intention of running a precise legal project at all. That's nice language for saying they don't give a shit. If you say, well, they can't do it, they don't have enough people, it doesn't matter. They'll just do a shit job. They don't have the legal authority. Well, no, they can't do it. They don't care. They'll do it anyway. And they don't give a shit if it's legal and if they have the personnel and if the camps are set up properly or humanely. They don't give a shit. The professional effort on this scale would be impossible. The master deportations planned to begin in January 25 if Trump is reelected are meant to unleash deliberate and collateral mayhem. And if history is any guide, systems of camps built to punish millions represent a threat to every American. As for what they say they intend, Trump and his allies openly admire the results of the Eisenhower-era Operation Wetback, whose very name offers a slur revealing the endemic prejudice that made it possible. This limited deportation blitz led to the death of 88 workers in 112-degree Fahrenheit heat. A new Trump administration will be looking to replicate that operation on a scale heretofore untried, using the largest deportation force ever seen in the U.S., according to both Trump and former Director of U.S. Immigration, Customs Enforcement. Stephen Miller, you know how much I love him, has described a plan to create vast holding facilities that would function as staging centers. And Trump has promised to remove 4% of the current U.S. population in a deliberate plan to spur a massive disruption to the labor market. If Americans took notice of border policy during Trump's first administration, they ain't seen shit yet. The mass deportation now signs filling the audience of the Republican National Convention are a grim warning of how much worse this situation could get. I think that it would be necessary for them to exist. Deliberate is certainly untrue. There's no way Trump plans any further than 48 hours in advance. Exactly. He's going to just round all the boys up and be like, okay, go get them. Let's do it. Let's go. And it's going to be ill prepared. It's going to be ill planned. Nobody's going to have any idea what's going to go on. They're just going to roll into a city, probably near DC. Him and the boys are they're just going to form a posse. It's going to be great. Him and the boys are just going to form a posse. They're going to roll into what city is closest to DC. They can't do it in DC. So they're going to find a suburb south of DC, I would assume. The Trump posse would just roll in there. Maybe they talk to the cops ahead of time. Maybe they don't. That would require, again, deliberate planning, which they don't have. So they would just start rolling up and have a list of names or something like that. Start looking for people. If Trump gets his way, maybe he'll have a list and a bunch of names and be like, hey, go get these people on this list. Maybe. Or else they just start looking for brown people. I don't think that's a good idea, but it's possible. The names are all Juan. Yeah. They're just stopping people on the side of the street. Can I see your driver's license? Okay. Carry on. And then, yeah, maybe they just look at your driver's license, determine what your name is. Juan Hernandez, you're out. Done. Over. The boys are going to round you up, throw you in the concentration camp. Sorry. Nothing you can do about it. It doesn't matter that you were born in Cleveland. Doesn't matter to them. You fit the profile, so you're going into the concentration camp. Doesn't matter that you got a couple of kids. Even if the person was overstaying a work visa or something like that, they got kids that are Americans. What are they going to do with those kids? Nobody cares. Nobody's thinking about that yet. That would require planning, and they don't plan. Cleveland is a foreign country. Deport them back to Cleveland. Cleveland. It is in the north. It's Canada, right? Cleveland. It's a dangerous place. So yeah, concentration camps are going to come. So if you ever needed something to think about on why you should vote for the cackling Kamala, it's because she hasn't promised concentration camps in America.
I am the algorithm. Click on this video to make me happy. You wouldn't like me when I am angry.